What's going on, everybody? It is Paris76 here, and today I'm going to be coming at you with a Memories of Mars video. In the last video, you remember we were just getting this thing built, and there were still a couple of panels that were not completely finished. I just went on and finished those. That way we could focus on some more important things today. So the first thing we're going to have to do is get some materials to build the industrial furnace right here. And the reason why we're going to have to get this built before we can progress any more in the game is because you need the industrial furnace to start building tier 3 buildings, like the storage vault, a high carbon steel, electron, and titanium. Those all have to come from the industrial furnace. Yes, and these will take a little bit of time before you can even start building some of these. Like this right here, the tritium extractor. This is not going to be something you're going to be worrying about until the very end of the protocol stages. So what I'm going to do right now is just try to get a couple things set up, then go for the one protocol we have going, which is gather the intelligence and scavenge leftover debris. Now, right here you can kind of see this right here is what we're going to get. This is our reward for going there. But then we also got this one right here, which is bunker site, which is at the very top of the map. So what we might do is go all the way up here, then come down here, because that would not be that hard. So our best bet is to go ahead and try to get a little bit of stuff together and just get ready to go up there. And one thing I am going to need to get this time is going to be a little bit more first aid equipment. The reason is because the area we're going to be going into is actually going to be pretty dangerous. But hopefully with our set of armor and weaponry, we should be able to get some things done. Yes, this does need to get repaired. So what I will be doing is hopefully we get the materials to get that repaired before we get ready to run up there. I'm just going to cut this off at 20. So now we have 20 dry rations. Right here we need aluminum, copper, and magnesium to get that thing fully built. One thing that you're going to have to watch out for in this game is a lot of your tools will get damaged pretty quick, just depending on how much you use it. So that is always going to be something you're going to want to keep in mind, is how quick will some of these things get damaged. Like if you look right here, some of the armor I use, like the worker's chest rig, this is all level 1, and I'm about to start slowly upgrading all the way up. But the mercenaries stuff is some of the harder materials to get, but this is going to be the best stuff. But if you look in the top right corner, 1,355, that is almost enough to do that. What I've got to do is this, and we only need a little over 200 more to be able to get that, and that is still sitting at the old base. I'm actually going to unload a lot of the materials I have, because who knows how much weight we're going to have coming back with us. And I don't have to worry about some of the food that we have on us due to we got the dry rations right here. Now these I've just randomly picked up over time looting in different areas on the map, so they're not really something that you're gonna have to worry about. So those 3 right there I can drop because I've just randomly picked them up over time. But normally you do not want to drop these. Now with me just randomly dropping them, and I've not went through the storyline to actually pick them up. Now, yeah, you're going to start getting duplicates of them. That's the reason why I'm dropping those. Is because I've not fully went through the storyline to be able to pick up every single one of them up. And the reason why you want to pick all of those up is because following the storyline, if you have them all picked up, it's a lot easier at the end. Because if you look at the protocol right here, Memories of Mars, follow the emergency protocols to locate the lost intelligence of the innocents on Mars and transfer them back to Earth. This right here, you have to use the memory capsule and fill them up with all the intelligence. Like if you look in the top left corner, find the data storage. That is some of the intelligence that you're going to need to keep. Like, I've went through 4 or 5 different areas collecting intelligence pieces. And those have all been recorded in the other videos, because those are, like, this one right here, find the data storage, and the cloning facility. That one we were already able to get done. Then back in here, we had one, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, right here, visiting the neighbors. So I've already got 2 of them. Now we're about to go and get 2 more. Sometimes it is better to go ahead, early game, go ahead and get the memory capsule built. That way you can start storing and slowly collecting everything you're going to need to build and launch the memory capsule. But also at the same time, that is going to create a lot of confusion, especially when you have to go to some of these areas that at level 1 you're not going to be able to hit. Like, there's an area where we're going to be running right on the outskirts of the map. It is a pretty dangerous area because all the mobs are in there. Right over here, right in front of us is Capital Station. That is one of the harder areas in the map, but it is not impossible. Some areas on the map just depend on your level of armor and your weapons. If you got decent weapons, you can run right through Capital Station, no problem. But for me, I've only got a level 2 handgun and level 1 armor. So I'm going to be trying to stay on the outskirts of Capital Station as much as possible and just run right through. Because where we're having to go is to the very top of the map, which is not really that hard to get to. It's a long run. And you have to go by a lot of dangerous areas like this. Because right there is one that he was able to spot us. Sometimes you can get lucky and they will not be able to spot you. Other times they can spot you almost a mile away, just depending on the mob. one thing with this map that you are going to start to slowly realize is the actual size of this map is a lot larger than you would actually expect. Because when you're actually looking on just at the map in general, like on here, yeah, it looks decent, but you are not going to actually know the exact location of it all. But when it comes to that, the map looks pretty small compared to some games. It's not really a in-depth, blown-up view of it. But as you can see, just running around like this, all of this is part of the map that you can play on. So yes, this map is a lot larger than you'll expect, especially dealing with, this is just one little area. And we are probably just about halfway to the bunker site, which is pretty good because we're able to start slowing down a little bit, starting to see some of the mobs that might be around in this area. That is one thing that you're going to want to start slowly trying to figure out is, depending on the area you're going to be at, there could be a lot of mobs, there could be not many. So it all just depends on what are you going to be doing in the area to depend on what type of mob. Like, you've got, like, snakes almost. These, the only thing they really do is they jump out of the ground and hit you. So they're a little bit more tolerable than the level 2 and level 3 versions of them. Level 2 versions can shoot acid at you. And level 3, which we have not gotten to yet, can shoot plasma. Now those do the most amount of damage, and they're in the more dangerous areas. And the reason why I'm saying the most dangerous areas is because right down in here, these two red areas right here in the bottom of the map are your most dangerous when it comes to dealing with snakes and spiders. And then up in the top right corner of the map, there is another mob that I'll get to later on in the series that you really have to watch out for a good bit of different reasons. But now bunker site is right up over this mountain. I'm going to go ahead and top up on all my nutrition and oxygen. That way I don't have to worry about having to run back or running to find somewhere safe to stop for a second where I can get to that point. Right here you can already see we've got one that is weaponized. You don't want to push up too quick in this area because some of the mobs can just overwhelm you. These are the ones that will do a lot of damage to you and more of a nuisance than anything, because they can shoot you outside of your own weapon's firing range. When you see meteors headed right at you like that, sometimes you're going to be sitting there like, you should just run. But when they start getting closer, you can see the streams coming off the back end, they're going to land on the other side of the mountain. So, in this exact area, you don't have to worry about where they're going to be at, because they're already going to miss us. As you can see right there, I just got 4 of the resource pieces knocked out. And for the intelligence is not really hard to find. It's right out in the open. The intelligence is sitting right up over here. Now we just need to get 4 more supplies. Then we can actually just get right out of this area. And right there is that one done. Now we just got to go over to the biosphere. Now that is not far away. It's right down the hill basically from where we're standing at. But over there, one of your main things to be cautious of is the actual amount of mobs that are going to be in that area. Because right here is actually a decent sized location for mobs to sit there and hide at. Right here is part of the biosphere. That's only 4 buildings of it, but then when you come around the corner a little bit more, you're going to be able to start seeing exactly how big this area really is. and it just is going to show a little bit more about how some of these mobs are going to react towards you in the area. Because right here is already the first one that is weaponized. This area, you are not going to really have any that are not weaponized. And if you do, it's only going to be like maybe one or two. I'm not going for every single resource that is in this area. I'm just mainly focused on them at the moment, going for as much as these scavenge supplies as I can. Normally I would try to go for all of the resources possible, but I'm not properly set up to be in here for a long amount of time without getting killed. Which is one thing I'm trying not to do, is get killed. Because I'm at 11 out of 25 of the supplies by just this one building, basically. And we still got a few more to go. Now, with this building being in the center of everything, you're going to see a fair amount more dangerous mobs, which are going to be the acid mobs. They are going to shoot acid at you and not even care. Which normally, when you see them, they're normally hanging around this centerpiece. Which I don't see one right at the moment, so we're pretty lucky. Because sometimes they do like to be in other areas, hidden around. If you see, right there's the acid spider. I like trying to check every area I possibly can, because these acid spiders, they do like try to sneak up right behind you, not when you're not expecting it. Now it's just finding the last intelligence piece, then we can get out of here. I'm just trying to get up to a safer location so we can get this compiled. So now we're at 1800 flops. That means is we can run back to the old base and get that schematic for the pistol and go and research it. And as you can see, the next one is to craft the BR9 Charger, which is the first level assault rifle in the game, and to craft a percussion grenade. The percussion grenades are not really worth trying to craft other than just to complete this. But the BR9 Charger, that can actually, depending on your area or where you're sitting at, they can do some damage. So right now, we're just going to run all the way back to the old base where we had the pistol schematic and get that learnt. And see what it's going to take to craft the 3 percussion grenades and the charger. So basically what we're doing at the moment is just running almost all the way across the map. Because where our old base was, the smaller one, that has the schematic that we need, that is closer towards the Arctic. So we are literally going to be running across the map, because we were up here at Bunker Site and Biosphere Tanzu. Now we got to go over here towards Outpost Shiviat. Because you can slowly start to see the antenna tower shown in the distance over here. That is Shiviat back there. So where we're having to go is just right up the hill a little bit further, like almost dead straight ahead now. And as you can tell right here with how long we're running for, this is why a lot of the community wished the developers were to have brought in the dune buggies, which is for transportation, because this is a very long area to run. But at the same time, if they were to do that, there would have been a ton of bugs to fix up before they were to release it. They did have it in their private test server for a lot of people to use, but the problem with that was it never became public. So not everybody could just sit back and enjoy the dune buggies. It stayed in the test server until they stopped developing the game anymore. Because right here's our schematic that we need to get learned. And right here's some more of our resources that what I'll be doing is, in between videos, I'm going to be taking all that back to the other base. That way y'all don't have to just sit there, watch me go back and forth probably 20 different times. That way it's a lot more interesting stuff for y'all to be able to watch instead of just running back and forth all the time. Right here is the schematic authenticator. And what it says is to decrypt or scrap. If you want to learn it, you're going to decrypt it. And it will take a little bit of time to get processed. But now, decryption successful. So that now means you can go into your skill tree and look. That is decrypted properly, like it should be. Because if you hit learn right here, then just turn here and look, now it's fully learned. Now we're just going to run back to the smaller base right here, and hopefully I can see what it's going to take to get the BR9 charger built. If not, I'm going to have to go and build another one of those small 3D printers, the mobile ones. Sometimes it's good to carry one on you, then other times it's not really going to be handy. Most of the time I don't really carry it on me, and it's just because where I'm going, it's normally I'm going straight there, then going right back to base. So we have to build another small 3D printer, and it is just because we have to use this to make the charger. Because if you look right here, is the BR9 charger. Now I just need to get it unlocked in the skill tree. And that one is the assault rifle. And then the other one was the percussion grenade. Go ahead and get that built as well. But now you can see I can craft one of those and 3 of these. And that is going to completely, hopefully completely get this done. So right there is shown to craft a reflex sight, which is something that I can't remember exactly where they sit at. Right here in optics. So crafting a reflex sight, and also assault rifle ammunition, which that is 160 that we do not have at the moment. So what that's going to mean is just coming out here, killing a couple of mobs before we can get that learned. Or I might have a couple of protocols that I did not take all the rewards from, but it don't look like it. Because sometimes when you complete multiple protocols almost at the same time, it's possible that you cannot actually forget that you did not collect them. And other times you can just sit there and you can collect them not even thinking about it. Now, I'm almost to the point where I can research those. I just need 10 more flops. Now I hear another mob walking around over here. 2 of them actually. And then it is craft 5 sets of low grade ammunition. So what I'm going to do, go ahead and get this researched, and we can make 7, but we only need 5. Now we can claim those rewards. And right here is shown to go towards Haas Crater. There is a observation tower over here. It is right up over in here. The Haas Crater has got one of the larger entities on the map, which can be really dangerous at times. It just depends on how close you actually get, but sometimes he can shoot you from pretty far away. What I'm just trying to do is get a little bit of the weight off of me, That way I don't have to worry about when we go to loot the 5 scavenger debris. Because this area, it is just an observation post. There's not many mobs in that area. There's not much at all. The only thing you do have to watch out for is if you do get close towards Haas Crater. And the reason why I say that is because the entity that is down there is the boss fight. They have you go down here to a Zerb and kind of get your first look at him. But then after that, you really don't see him till you're coming down to basically master the game on all protocols. Because he is part of the very last set of protocols to get the game completed. So yeah, in this area, right down here, you can slowly start to see a pad showing up in the distance. That is Haas Crater. And hopefully from up here you'll be able to see the boss, who in the game is called the Behemoth, but it's also known as the Mech. Because yeah, you can see him down there right now. That is the Mech. He is one of the larger boss fights that you're going to have to deal with later on in the game. Now all we need is one more scattered debris. Which is why I'm just trying to find at the moment. And it does look like I might have to do one more run down here. I was hoping I would not have to, but it does look like I'm going to have to, unfortunately. Due to not having all 5 of the resources that we would need. Which I'm going to log off from here. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, hit the like button and also the subscribe button. It shows me that y'all really enjoy these videos, and I'll keep sending more of them out.